On the distant world of Deponia, a planet covered entirely with garbage, a young kleptomaniac named Rufus has a cunning plan to escape Deponia and live in luxury on the floating city of Elysium. Unfortunately, his goal is derailed by a beautiful girl, who he may or may not have knocked unconscious. Can Rufus cobble together a plan to save the girl and himself? Deponia is an old-fashioned adventure game from good old Daedalic Entertainment, where you take the role of a junk hound living on a junk planet as he tries to figure out a way to escape to a better life. Your character, Rufus, like most adventure game protagonists, spends his time picking up every object that isn't nailed down. Then, taking those objects and combining them in his inventory, he uses them to overcome challenges and puzzles in the environment. Solving these puzzles will allow you to progress the story, unlocking new areas with new puzzles.
One more time.
Now, when I said before that Deponia was old-fashioned, I meant it. It is as adventure game orthodox as they come. And this is both good and bad. On one hand, it means that the game is very easy to understand. It has the same point-and-click interface that has existed since the Stone Age of adventure gaming, so it's very easy to just pick it up and know how to play. But on the other hand, it suffers from adventure gaming original sin. That is to say, most of the puzzles can only be solved by you, the player, when you've puzzled out the peculiar logic of the current situation. When you manage to figure out what parakeet opens what door and what pinwheel activates what lever. And if you don't get it immediately, you're going to spend a lot of times just clicking on items in desperation. That being said, the developers have at least made the game slightly more convenient to play. There's a quick key you can press to highlight interactable objects on screen so that you don't have to hunt and peck in order to find things to click on. Also, most puzzles are isolated to their own little self-contained areas, and there's no backtracking, so when you reach a new area, they'll wipe your inventory and give you a clean slate to work with. Another good thing about Deponia is it's got really good production value. The backgrounds and environments are colorful and eccentric, the characters and actions are all animated well, the background music is catchy, and the writing does a good job of explaining what your current objective is and giving you little hints on how to complete it.
Dude, you're no fun at all. I mean, don't you ever have some fun on your job?
Define fun.
Oh man, you're hopeless. I'm talking about...
I do have a minor complaint with the game's design with the character of Rufus, the guy that you are supposed to be controlling. He's annoying. And I know that this was probably by design, that he's a bumbling, selfish opportunist that grows and changes a little over the course of the game, but it doesn't make him any less annoying, and I can kind of see why all the other characters don't seem to like him, because, hell, even I didn't really seem to like him. But that's fine, that's just personal opinion. One last thing, I would mention that the game does have kind of a cliffhanger ending. But it's set up as a trilogy, and the game itself still plays 6 to 10 hours, so it wasn't a huge deal for me.
I'm not an easy man to break. They call him Rufus.
I would give Deponia 3 out of 4 stars, and my recommendation if you like old-fashioned adventure games, or even if you just like quirky puzzle games that have a really strong narrative, then yeah, check it out. Alright, thanks for listening. Now let's get back to it, Rufus. Remember, those damsels won't save themselves.